ACC PM, Tony Elliott is going to join us here momentarily. And here is the old coaching career. And again, seeing a lot of Clemson up there. Of course, we talked about Dabo and the soundbite from earlier today about the relationship that these two guys have had. They've had a lot of great memories, great championship wins. As Dabo said, you know what? Tony knows the way I think. I can understand how he thinks, and kind of makes for a really cool scenario before we get to kickoff in Death Valley on Saturday afternoon. But with that said, the head coach of the Virginia Cavaliers joins us. Tony, first of all, always appreciate the time. I'm sure when the schedule was made, you looked down and you said, yeah, October 19th, that'll be a special day. I mean, you've had some incredible experiences and unbelievable memories with Dabo, that staff, that town, everything about it. I mean, you've been part of the ultimate highs. But you come in there as the head coach of Virginia, and it's business at noon. But it is going to be feeling a little bit different, though, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be really, really unique setting for you and Dabo.
I believe it will, and I've really tried to stay focused this week because I want it to be authentic once I get there. But I also know too now he's kind of buttering. Those are the comments that he made. He's buttering me up too. I know they're going to try and get after us on Saturday.
What about your kids? Because I know you have two young boys, and obviously that they're team dad all the way. But Clemson's a special place for them too.
It is. It'll be cool because they haven't seen a bunch of their buddies. So I think they're going to go down a day early and just visit a bunch of friends, and be good for my wife going back. You know, she was embedded in the community, had a great group of friends, and then also other staff wives, and for 11 years she was, that was a part of her life. So I'm excited for them to get back and see folks, and it'll be fun for everybody, but also too for me, it's a business trip.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a cool sidebar story for idiots like us because there's we go a deeper dive than just X's and O's, but at the end of the day at high noon, we're going to kick this thing off and we're keeping score. Your football team has shown really great signs of life. I know that the Louisville game you like to have that last 2 or 3 minutes back, but again, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But your team is improved greatly from a year ago, and Dabo talked about watching from afar how you've built this thing, and it takes time. I know fans want to win yesterday, and they want to snap their fingers and go ahead and win 10 games overnight. Doesn't happen that way. You got to build it slowly but surely, and I'm sure you see it too. And I know sometimes you get so close to it, maybe sometimes you don't see it, but there is no doubt that this football team is light years ahead of where it was a year ago. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, just super proud of the staff and the players and just the work that they put in. And, last year we lost several fourth quarter games, some close games, and we've already had an opportunity to win a couple. Having to come back from 2 scores is not ideal, but, 2 times. And this season we've come back from being down in the fourth quarter. So you're seeing progress there. Depth is continuing to improve, and the guys are believing in the core values of the program. They're playing for each other. They're playing for something bigger than themselves. And it's just fun to watch them go out and compete every week. This is a fun team to be around. Got great leadership from our senior group. And the new facility has brought a lot of energy to what we do on the daily. So it's really cool to just kind of see the steps that we're taking as a program.
All right, so if we're taking steps, watching your quarterback play, Anthony Calandra, is a ton of fun because he can be big play. And then obviously I know you've had some coaching moments where you've had to have some discussions, but I'm going to knock on wood when I say this, has not thrown an interception in the last 3 games. So you're starting to see the young guy grow up a little bit. What are you seeing from your vantage point that has shifted for AC?
Yeah, I think, now he's really starting to understand the totality of being a starting quarterback, everything that's involved, all the things that you're now responsible for, where it's a little bit different when you're the backup. He also understands how important it is to take care of the ball, and he's starting to see, that happen, week in and week out. When you take care of the ball, you put yourself in a position to win football games. So super proud of that, and I think that, each week he gets better at learning how to prepare. And really the how you have to turn it over every single week. Every single week you have to start over, and you can't bank any reps. You can't bank anything from the week before. You got to really trust the process. And so it's just fun to watch him grow because I think sometimes people from the outside don't realize just how much the quarterback is responsible for at this level, both on and off the field.
We had Malachi Fields on the show about a week or 2 weeks ago. Man, what an impressive dude he is. Not only to talk to, mature, just has his act together. And oh, by the way, he's a really, really talented football player. I know you'd like to probably clone him 4 or 5 times, couldn't you? Because he could play. You're going to see him on the next level. He's a dude.
Definitely, definitely, and I think the talent speaks for itself. But I'm glad you pointed out just the type of young man that he is. I mean, he's the same every single day. Pretty mild mannered, loves to fish. Just kind of keep to himself. But when the lights come on, you're really starting to see him. Walk in the fullness of what he's capable of, and that's what we've needed this year. And excited for him. Last year he was a little bit in the shadows behind Malik. Now it's kind of he's the guy. Everybody knows that, and he's still finding ways to continue to make plays for us.
Defensively, Coach, I personally feel like maybe your defense isn't getting the public appeal and maybe the praise that it should be getting. There have been some really big moments defensively. What have you seen out of that unit and leadership-wise? Because you have some guys I know were out last year because of health issues, and they're back again this year.
Oh yeah, so I think that now with the continuity of the guys that were out last year being back, we feel like we're coordinated better on all 3 levels. We got the kind of communication that we need. We got leadership at all 3 levels. So when you start up front, you got Chico, you got Ja Carter, you got Cam Butler, and then you go to linebacker, you got James Jackson, Cam Robinson's a year older. Then you go back to the 3rd level, you got Jonas Sanker, Antonio Clary, and they've really taken the additions of a couple of the transfer guys in and taking them other their wings. So they're playing as a unit. They're playing for each other. They have a better understanding philosophically of what we're trying to do with our scheme, and they're finding ways now to take the ball away. And that's an area that we needed to improve last year. I think with other areas, we're getting to the quarterback a little bit more, and we're doing it maybe differently than been done in the past, but we're becoming more effective with that. So just excited for those guys. They got a great opportunity. If they want to get the national recognition, then they got a great opportunity, to put forward a good showing this Saturday.
Coach, I'm glad you brought up Cam Robinson. I'm watching your game against Louisville this weekend. Man, he's all over the place. He's playing hurt and banged up, and he's flying into last time I saw him, he was crashing into Louisville, the punter's net and everything else. I'm like, man, I hope he comes out. Is he okay? Because, he just plays like somebody told him, hey, this is the last time you're going to ever play the game. And I just love the enthusiasm by which he plays. And he's a tremendous kid, obviously, great talent. But I just love the energy that he plays the game with.
Oh yeah, he's a football player.
Yep.
If you get a chance to be around Cam Robinson, man, he's got one of the, the brightest smiles that you're ever going to see. I really haven't seen him have a bad day. He just loves to play ball. He loves to compete. He's learning every single day more and more about the position. But one thing about him is he's going to play fast. He's going to be violent, and then he's going to enjoy playing with his teammates.
Yeah, there's no question about that. And by the way, you mentioned playing fast. It seems like that. Just to the naked eye, watching your team this year versus a year ago, you're playing at a different speed, aren't you? This team looks very different than it was a year ago.
Yeah, I think that's just another year in the system, understanding and I've been challenging the guys to put in extra work, to really understand the details of what they're doing. Because once you understand the details, then you're not thinking. And if you're not thinking, you can play fast. And so you're seeing more veteran guys that understand what we're doing defensively, understand what we're doing offensively, and they're just out there playing fast and not thinking too much.
Yeah. All right, Coach, you guys are getting ready to leave Death Valley on Saturday, and you're looking at the stat sheet and you're leaving with a win, right? We're just projecting right now. What's the stat on that stat sheet that you feel like has to be the one that you're circling that you were able to walk away with a win this weekend?
I think taking care of the football. I think the turnover margin is going to be key in games like this, to have an opportunity to be in the fourth quarter with a team like Clemson, and you can't give away possessions. You got to maximize every possession that you get, and then we got to find a way to minimize their possessions by taking the ball away. So turnovers is what I think is going to decide this football game.
Hey, by the way, when you get off that bus, when you get there, you do know you got to go to the visitors' locker room, right? You're not going to just kind of meander and go, hey, no, I'm so used to going up the elevator over here. You do know you got to stay on the other side this time.
Oh yeah. Somebody asked me earlier if I knew where the visitors' locker room is. Yes, I've been inside the visitors' locker room a time or two. But it's gonna be awesome, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity to go back. Very appreciative of all of the outreach that I've gotten. But also, too, man, I want to make sure that I don't take away from the University of Virginia and these kids' moment. Right, this is their moment. It's not about me. It's about this football team. Yes, there are storylines, but we've been, very mindful of that and try to be intentional with not making it about me. And that was over 3 years ago, right? And now it's really their time for that team, right, to chart their own success, just like it's our time at the University of Virginia for us to chart our own success.
Well, you're class personified, and again, knowing you and Dabo, I said to Taylor earlier today, I would want you guys as my next door neighbor, and whether you're a football coach or whatever the case may be, because you're just good people,
that.
and it's easy to root for good people, Coach. I know that much. And again, can't wait to see how it goes down on Saturday. Again, safe travels, stay healthy, and look forward to seeing how the rest of the season goes for you and everybody else in the league, for that matter.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.